Okay, so we're going to use the cosine rule for finding the length of a side in a non-right angled triangle. And when can we do that? Well, we can use the cosine rule to find a side if we know an angle and the two sides that surround it. So two sides and an enclosed angle, which we know here. We know the 6 centimeters, the 7 centimeters, and the enclosed angle is the 58 degrees. Okay, so we've got our formula, which is a squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cos a. Now the first thing we need to do is be really careful that we assign the sides correctly. Ignore my cat sneezing. Okay, so the a has to be the x, and the reason for that is that cosine a needs to be the angle that we know. Okay, so cos a needs to be the cosine of 58 degrees, and angle x opposite that must be side a. So effectively, it doesn't matter which sides these are, b or c, but it certainly does matter which a is. So we assign x to a. So we can rewrite our formula with a squared as x squared equals b squared, so let's put 6 squared, plus c squared, put 7 squared, minus 2 times 6 times 7 times the cosine of 58 degrees. Okay, so we can simplify that a little maybe before we use our calculator. So x squared is 36 plus 49 minus 2 times 6 times 7. Well, 2 times 6 is 12, times 7 is 84, times the cosine of 58. Now again, we could put those numbers straight into the calculator, but we could simplify again. We've got 36 plus 49, I make that 85, minus 84 times the cosine of 58. In other words, x squared is just 1 times the cosine of 58. So x squared is equal to the cosine of 58. Okay, can't do that one in our heads, so calculator time. So we need the cosine of 58 degrees. And we get that x squared is equal to 0.53, but let's not round too much for now because we need 3 significant figures at the end. So let's put 0.5299. Okay, we'll hold that value in the calculator. Now that's x squared, so obviously we now need to find the square root. X is equal to, what's that for? Let's get rid of that for. Hit the keyboard, sorry. X is equal to the square root of 0.5299, which is 0. So we want 3 significant figures. So we need 0.728. We're going to round that 7 up to an 8. So to 3 significant figures, we've got 0.728. And we've got units, so we need centimetres. Now I'm hoping that at least some of you are screaming at your computer or your phone now and telling me that this is not the right answer. This was quite a common mistake that I saw in class. Not with this question, but the same line of reasoning. And it looks perfectly reasonable, so if you followed that through and got to the end and thought 0.728 looks good, you need to look back carefully at my calculations. Now the problem is this line here. Okay, so before you look at the correct solution, I'd like you to work out what's wrong with that line of reasoning, and I'll be asking you next time in class. Make sure you know why before you watch the next one.